In the past two lectures, we faded in and out objects and had the ability to hide and reveal them. In this lecture, we're going to disable and enable both of these objects that we previously used for our users to basically interact with them. So what's going to happen is we're going to have two buttons. One button is going to enable the objects on the screen, and the second button will disable them. Once they're disabled, they will still be displayed on the view, but our users cannot interact with them until they are enabled. So if I drag and drop two buttons onto our view now, let's copy it and paste it in there. I'll place a third one in, as we're going to be working with a button enabling and disabling it, and rename this disable, and then this one enable. So when we press this, it's going to change the state of our button, and then our users can either interact with it if it's enabled, or they can't do anything with it if it's disabled. Now, the reason why we would do this is for content such as if your user purchased external content, like as an in-app purchase, you can enable that content once purchased, else if they haven't purchased it, it will remain disabled. Stuff like that. If you want to allow your users to see extra content, but they can't do anything with it until they've either unlocked a new level by playing a game, or they've purchased it with an in-app purchase. It's great stuff to do that with. So in the interface, assistant editor, bring up our viewcontroller.h, and we're now going to place an outlet for this button. I simply name it button outlet, and then I'll create two actions for our disable button, making sure it's an action, and then one for our enable button. So enable button, and changing that to an action and connect that up. Once you've done that, we'll close that, bring up our standard editor, and then jump straight into our viewcontroller.m, where within our disable button, we're going to perform it and set it up. So very much like how we hidden our label and segment control in our previous lecture, we're going to be doing the same kind of thing. We need to get our button by doing self.button outlet and simply editing the enabled property of that button. And we're simply going to equal it to yes as we want to, as we want to disable it. There we go. So it's no longer enabled. And copy and paste it in and change the no here to yes. So if we're disabling it, we need to enable it to no. If we're enabling it, we need to make it enabled yes. So if we go to build and run, once it loads up, we have our three buttons here, our two actions. Now, when you enable and disable, it's very noticeable to the object. For example, if we disable, it changes its blue text that it previously had and grays it out as if it's still there, but we can't do anything to it. We can enable it again and then still interact with it and press it, but as soon as it's disabled, we cannot do anything. So it kind of tells our users the content's there, it exists, but we can't get to it until our application allows us. Whether that means we have to play an extra level on the game and finish that level to unlock the next level, whether we have to buy some extra content with an in-app purchase, anything like that. This is a great way and a great example to how enabling and disabling content works.